As a former paramedic, I've seen what happens when people don't have proper emergency protection, and I'm about to show you medical evidence that will convince you to carry an emergency sleeping bag everywhere you go. What I witnessed on rescue calls changed my entire perspective on survival preparedness. Call number 1 that still haunts me: 23-year-old college student goes hiking with friends. They get separated in fog. She takes a wrong trail, and by the time we find her 6 hours later, she's unconscious from severe hypothermia. Her core body temperature was 87 degrees, 3 degrees from cardiac arrest. Here's what hypothermia does to your body and why it's so terrifying. Stage 1. Your blood vessels constrict, pushing warm blood to your vital organs. You start shivering uncontrollably, your fine motor skills disappear, and your judgment becomes impaired. Most people make fatal decisions during this stage. Stage 2. Your shivering stops, which seems like a good sign, but actually means your body is shutting down. Your muscles become rigid, your speech slurs, and you start feeling warm even though you're dying. This is when people do inexplicable things, like taking off their clothes in freezing weather. Stage 3. Your heart rhythm becomes irregular, your breathing slows, and you lose consciousness. Your body is essentially in emergency shutdown mode, trying to preserve your brain and heart. Without immediate warming, death is inevitable. Now here's the medical reality that emergency sleeping bags address. The key to surviving hypothermia is preventing heat loss, not trying to add external heat. Your body generates plenty of heat naturally, about the same as a 100-watt light bulb. The problem is that heat escapes faster than you can produce it. Emergency sleeping bags work by reflecting your own body heat back to your core. Medical studies show they can maintain core body temperature even in extreme conditions where regular clothing fails completely. The reflective material creates what we call a thermal barrier that stops the heat loss process before hypothermia begins. I've personally used emergency sleeping bags on dozens of rescue calls. Patients who were conscious and alert when we wrapped them in emergency Bivies stayed stable during transport. Patients who didn't have this protection often deteriorated rapidly, requiring aggressive warming protocols that don't always work. Here's something most people don't know. Emergency rooms stock these same reflective blankets because they're the most effective way to prevent and treat mild hypothermia. If hospitals trust this technology with patients' lives, shouldn't you trust it with yours? The medical evidence is overwhelming. Emergency sleeping bags don't just help in survival situations. They prevent survival situations from becoming medical emergencies. When you understand the physiology of heat loss and the pathology of hypothermia, carrying emergency protection becomes a no-brainer. Your body is an amazing survival machine, but it needs help maintaining the narrow temperature range that keeps you alive. Emergency sleeping bags provide that help when you need it most.